yup, yup, yup. I told me to be chicken, and you got me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is one I've been planning on redoing for a while. I did this about 2 months ago, I reckon, and I uploaded it and I put some bat music in the background and I got told to pull it basically. Yeah, so I did. And I haven't got around to recording it, and I've picked up a couple more, so I decided to add to it. Anyway, this video is basically going to be my collection of Marvel's comics since they regained the license back in January 2015. Which was really cool actually, because it gave me a chance to start fresh and actually try and keep up with everything they were putting out. There was a lot of awesome, amazing stories that Dark Horse put out. Some of it good, some of it not so good. I read a lot of good stories though, and yeah, I'll definitely keep my eyes open for more as I find older volumes and stuff. I'll try and pick up some of the cooler stories that there were. But for today, I just want to show you some of Marvel stuff. Basically, I started off collecting the single issues when they did start up. They started off with Star Wars and Darth Vader storylines, and it was just getting far too expensive to pick up single issues. I'm about a 35-minute drive away from the city, which is where the comic book stores are, and then we pay almost double cover price here in Australia because they're basically all imported. None of them are printed here, so $7 an issue, it gets pretty expensive. So I decided I'd stick to trade paperbacks so I can order them online. We can take less regular visits to the city, so I can pick them up then. And yeah, so I'll sort of go through them. I'll go flick through my single issues that I picked up when I started, and then we'll have a look at the trade paperbacks on the back there. So, excuse me. Start off, we've got Star Wars Volume 1. This is the first printing, so I was pretty excited to get this one and keep it. I'm going to try and keep this one in reasonably nice condition. It was just amazing. This one got a massive... this one sold millions of copies. I can't remember the exact number. It may not have been millions, but they reprinted this one 3, 4, 5 times, I think. So I was pretty happy to get this one. And that was a cool way to start off the series. Star Wars number 2. I really like that. I really like the cover art there, Darth Vader and Han and Chewie. So this sort of story picks up. Here's number 3. This picks up just after A New Hope. So it's pretty cool. We've got a dog pawing at the window, so that's annoying. Star Wars number 4, another cool cover. Then we got Darth Vader number 1. It's probably one of my favourite stories. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's a cool cover. Darth Vader number 2. I like that cover too. Princess Leia number 1. Kanan number 1. This is pretty much, excuse me, once I bought this one, I kind of decided it was getting a little bit too expensive to try and keep up, so I decided I'd just stick with getting trade paperbacks, and I'd let the single issues slide and just wait until the trades come out. So at the moment I'm just sort of hanging out for the Obi-Wan and Anakin series, which is probably getting close to maybe releasing a trade paperback. I'm not sure. I feel like there may be at issue 5 or 6 now, so but I did make an exception last night in the city. I did pick up C-3PO. This is a one-shot. I haven't read it yet. I'm sure it'll come out in the back of a trade paperback at some stage. Just they run through like 5 issues of a series and then they put an extra bonus story in the back. So I imagine that'll probably end up in one of those at some stage. But it was a cool looking cover. And yeah, I decided to grab this one too. So it was the single issues. Now onto the trade paperbacks. Now this is I like consuming my stories this way. It means I don't have to wait a month for the next issue. I can sit in a couple of nights and, you know, over a week and read one of these and just read an issue a night or something. It's quite good. You don't forget anything as you go through the story. So this is Star Wars Volume 1, Skywalker Strikes. Pretty good story so far. We got Star Wars Volume 2, Showdown on the Smuggler's Moon. So the first one collected issues 1 to 6. This one collects issues 7 to 12. Each one of them pretty much collects 6 issues, so which is pretty good. That gives you sort of one book every 6 months or so. Darth Vader Volume 1, just called Vader. And they sort of just use the cover is basically the first issue in the run. Excuse me, I need another coffee, guys. I apologise for that. I hope I didn't make you all yawn. I know yawns are contagious. I need another coffee. Here we got Darth Vader number 2, Shadows and Secrets. Enjoying this story a lot. Darth Vader's a really cool story. It's they sort of cross over without crossing over. They're sort of from the same timeline. So you sort of Darth Vader showing his point of view, trying to find out who this kid was that destroyed the Death Star, and the Star Wars story is sort of following Luke and the Rebels. And those two droids are hilarious. Well, just bloodthirsty killer droids. They're like complete opposite to R2 and 3PO. So it's quite cool. Now Vader Down. This collects. This was sort of a crossover event, I guess, for those two runs there. So Vader Down sort of crosses over, and then there's a couple of each issue of Vader and Star Wars in this. Just the way they cross over is pretty cool. So I got that one about a month or two ago, a month and a half ago. And that cover's pretty cool too. It's good seeing Luke run around a bit more in the yellow jacket. I really like that yellow outfit. Now, it's probably one of my favourite stories is the Kanan the Last Padawan. Obviously telling the story of Kanan Jarrus from Rebels. Going back to when he escaped Order 66. It sort of starts off with him in present time, and then he sort of flashes back to the story. But that's pretty good, and how he sort of gets wrapped up with bounty hunters and smugglers and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Enjoying that a lot. I picked up Volume 2 last night. It's First Blood, which finishes Kanan's run at this stage. So I'm looking forward to reading this. He had a 12-issue run, so this one finishes that off. So hopefully we get back and see how this story wraps up, and hopefully they go revisit Kanan again in the future. So looking forward to sitting down this weekend and reading that one. Now, Shattered Empire. This is cool. This is part of the journey to the Force Awakens sort of media campaign run, I guess. This tells a bit of a story of Poe Dameron's parents and their tie-in with the main characters just after the Battle of Endor. So that's a cool story too. I enjoyed that one. Princess Leia. This one surprised me. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. This was just a 6-issue series, 6-issue story. So interesting to see whether they revisit Leia again at some stage. But that actually surprised me. I wasn't sure how I'd like the Princess Leia story, but I quite enjoyed it. And some cool artwork, and yeah, it was a good story. I'd definitely recommend looking at that one. Now, Lando, this was cool, but it probably wasn't my favourite one. It's sort of the adventures of Lando and Lobot, I guess, in a way. It was a cool story. I don't know. Again, this is just another 6-issue, 5. It might even been 5. I can't remember whether it was 5 or 6. So Lando's done for now as well. But again, nice. It was a fun story. Cool to see a little bit more Lando. So I kind of feel like there might have only been 5 issues with this one. And then last but not least, we have Chewbacca. This was actually quite a fun story. Sort of just Chewbacca is, he just helps out a kid on this planet. Basically gets away from the Empire, yada yada yada. I won't go into it too much in case you want to read it yourself. But that was pretty cool. I enjoyed this story as well. There's been a lot of cool stories, and I'm really enjoying being able to keep up with them all. And I mean, the collection looks great together on the bookshelf. You know, start getting the extra numbers. You got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, as well as all the little standalones. So they're starting to look like a really cool little collection going on. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I'll try and keep this updated every now and then, just with new ones I pick up, and there should be a few coming out in the next couple of months, hopefully. And a Han Solo series starts next week as well, so that's exciting. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Leave any comments or feedback. Let me know what you thought. And we'll see you again for the next video. See you guys.